Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to the Japan Study Center. Today we are going to see the chapter of geography and what is our topic today? Transport, communication and trade in India. There is a most important chapter here, transport, communication and trade in India. But first point is also most important here. Infrastructure is a definition. It is a role in area and development. There is important infrastructure's definition. It is a role and the area of development. According to World Book Dictionary, there is a term of infrastructure is a denoted there is stimuli the element forming their basis of a system or structure. Infrastructure is the cover their resources which strength their basis of the economic of a country. A better infrastructural is a service including transportations, railway, road, port, civilization, etc. And also is a communication and telecommunication and post. And electricity is transmission and distribution boost their growth of a nation. There is important here distribution and boost of growth of a nation. Infrastructure is a resources away of become a key element during to the preparation of plant for area development. Quality infrastructure covering their service of transportations and electricity transmission and distribution and communication and water supply and sanitation and the solid waste management is one of the most important necessities there are achieving of high and sustained growth and the elevating to poverty as they are particularly in their backward state. It work as a nerves of the economics of country. By providing this infrastructure is a service on undeveloped or undeveloped area can be developed. There is important here undeveloped and underdeveloped area and the developed. On the area is a planet away keep in the mind appreciateness and there is a balance between different service of infrastructure in on an area. The one next topic is the most important here importance of transport. There is important transport here. India is a vast country with a long distance. A dense and efficient network of transport initially to promote to the social cohesions and accelerate to the economical progress and ensure the security and transition integrated. There is important. And transport is a consist of three different mode. There is a here transport consists of three different mode. First here land, second here water and third air. There is an important here each one of them has been an advantage and disadvantage. There is an important here transport consists of three different mode here land water air and each of them has some of advantage and disadvantage here. They all are complete with the one of another and the more importantly, there is a implement each other and it is the process or considered there a single integrated network here. Will air transport is a recent origin, there are other two has been too old as there are nomadics man is a himself. The land transport comprise road and the rail transport of the two, the rail transport is a relatively new. It is a highly useful for the carrying of heavier goods over long distance. At the affordable is the cost. It is the most convenient and the cost effective for a long distance is a passenger. The road transport of the other hand is a very handy and the convenient to the carry goods and passenger. Over relatively short distance, goods can be transported and handed to over to the customer at the doorstep safely and at the responsible cost here. Water transport for the passengers is now no more attractive, but it is on the ideal means of transport to carry a heavy and bulk goods along navigable rivers and across their oceans of the world. By far, this is the most expensive mean of transport. A deported there began rather slow. Air transport has become a transversely is a popular for a people and who are called upon to be visit or urgently various part of the world at a very short notice. Despite the high fare, it is a need indeed it is a very economical as it is a save both time and energy. It is now also used for the carrying of perishable goods and precautions as a carrying from one part of the world to another. Recently, due to the introductions of various private airlines, the fare has been to reduce significantly both at a domestic and international level here. Transport system link area of production with those of consumption. It is a facility the movement of goods and service and people at a local, region and national and international level also. The important fact here, a efficient network of transport is only for to achieve their economical prosperity. There is a maintenance of security of the country. And second here, transport take place through their three different mode: land, water, and air. The next, railway transport. The railway transport is the most important here. Here are the information of the very account here. India's railway network is the fourth largest in the world after Russia, the USA and Canada. There are fourth number of Indian railway. There is Russia is the first, USA is second, and Canada is the third. But fourth number is the Indian railway. In a vast country like India, it has both to the people of the forest and the corner of the country closer to the one another. Railway are ideal for carrying goods and people over long distance. Its employees there is the largest number of person among the central government of department. The first train estimate of the country is 1853 from Mumbai to Thana. There is a most important point here according to UPSC examination here. The first train estimate of their country is 1853 from Mumbai to Thana and covering distance of only here 34 kilometer. The distance here only 34 kilometer. There is a point is a note down. There is an important here. During this year, Indian Railways has grown into a vast network. The following table may be given you and the idea about the growth of railway system during the post-independent era. There is a most important table arrive here. The here table is the operation of Indian Railway here. As first year electrify route in a 1000 kilometer. There is an important here. 1950-51 there is 0.4 kilometer only, but 2003-4 here 17.5 kilometer. There is the most important here. The next year total route length in the 1000 kilometer here of 51 to 50 there is the most important 53.6, but 2003 to 4 is a 63.2 kilometer. Originating traffic in a million tons, there is a 93 to the 51. 1951 there are 93 only, but 2003 to 4 there are 557.3 here. And total good traffic in a billion ton kilometers is here. There are important here on 1915 to the 41.1, but 2003 to 4 here 381.2. And passenger originate in a million. There is a most important to 51 and 1951 there is a 1284.0, but today is a 2003 to 4 there are 5123 is higher, and passenger is a kilometer in a billion. There is a most important here or 1951 there is 60.5 only, but the 2003 to 4 here 541.2 billion. There is an important here. The above table gives us an idea of quantitatives of progress made by the railways over 50 years. In the first place, the total route length has increasing a bit slightly here. However, near to 28% of its route length has been to electrified. It means over this track their traffic is far cleaner and faster. It also means to considerable to the saving in their transporting charge of a coal which the railways consume for their overrunning. To be that is extent to railways, wagons are now to free to carry of commercially good of it is a silent here. And similarly, this route is a length has an increasing only marginally, but their passenger kilometer traffic has increasing more than 8 times. Even the good traffic in the term of the ton kilometer has increasingly, but there is a well over 10 times. There is an important here, And this also is a peak of quantitative increasing in the frequency of the railways, and this was is become possible by electrification, a part of the route and degeneration of the truck. The number of steams or coal engine has come down to be marked by 45 by 2003 to 2004 from 8,120 in the 1950 to 51 here. Now there are 4,769 diesel engines are compared to 17 in 1950 to 51, and similarly electrical locomotives have increasing from 72 to 3003 by the 2003 to 4. As seen earlier, there are new railways lines has been to added only marginally. However, there has been to the considerable increasing a running track. In 1950 to 51, it was about 59,000 kilometer here. By 2003 to 4, it rose to be near 84,000 kilometer. It means to considerable a potential, and particularly this BZ1 has been to the converted from a single to double, and in some case even a triple tracks here. This has embedded to railway to be run more trains, both good and passengers here. The railways have undertaken to be convert a meter gauge railway track into the board gauges here, and the 1.68 meters, enhancing their capacity of railway to carry more goods and more passenger with an increasing speed. By the strengthening is the trunks route or railway tracks, India is a railways is run several fast train here. The Indian Railways run a several fast train. Earlier there is the passenger and express or mail trains, the only two categories. Now there are a super fast express and Rajdhani Express and Satabdi, the fastest. The express is a running between to the busy of terminal, and no metro rail is a new concept which provide to faster is a transport facility in a metro cities. Delhi is the first one where it is a running successfully here. Indian Railway has taken several measures to be improve their efficient and the unfulness to be a public. There are public here considerable increasing in the railway running track, and second year increasing in a electrification of busy track routes, and third year conservations of meters gauge railway lines into the board gauges, and introduction of several types of fast and super fast passenger train, the running fast good and the special food grain trains here. And the next year provide to better facility for a reservation and other customer care service, introducing a reservation through the internet. Later helps to the glasses at the region of dense, moderate and spreads to railway network here. The regional of dense network here, the first there, the northern plan and eastern coastal area pose a dense network of railways. The level of land, fertilizer and soil, dense population and spread of the industries area are the reason for this dense railway network. There is important the level of land, fertile soil, dense population and spread of industries are the reason for their this dense net is a railway network. The plan of Gujarat and Surat, Satara is central Tamil Nadu and Chota Nagpur plateaus are the other reason. This region has well developed industries here. The next regions of the moderate railway network. The wall of peninsular regions, I expect Tamil Nadu and Chota Nagpur has a moderate network. The hill and plateaus is provide to the unfavorable condition for aligning railway lines. There are long trunk and routes which is connected the important industrial cities and sport. The railway lines either pass through the large gap between the hill and through the tunnel. The next regional and express railway network. The Himalayan mountains region is comprised of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh have hardly in a line there on the and there. The hill terrains is regulated to the topography are the main reason responsible for the very sparsely network here. And some foods, hills towns such as Jammu and Kathgodam in the Kotawara and Dehradun are the only railway headed are touching their regions. Recently, railway lines has been to the extended from to Jammu and Udaipur in their state of Jammu and Kashmir. There are a few narrow gauge tracks to between to the Kalka and Simla and there between to the Siliguri and Darjeeling here. There is an important network here. The next year, the northern eastern region has also is a suppressive railway network. Only a Brahmaputra Valley is Assam has a mainly railway line. All states in this is a region are almost without a railway line. The hill trend is as thick as a forest cover, heavy rain, and low level of economics and spread to the population are the main factor for the absence of railway lines. And third point here, desert region of western Rajasthan has also a specific network of railways. There are some meters gauge railway line which are linked to big cities. However, most of these meters gauge railway lines has been converted into the worded gauge line. This area is a partially is a populated and has a few industries. Moreover, there is a climate is hot and dry sandy winds has obstructed the railway track. All these factors hamper the construction of the railway line and their proper maintenance here. The next year, the pattern of the trans railway routes here. If you try to trace the busy of trucks routes railway line are connected to the Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and back to the Delhi, you get a kite the shaped pattern and further add to it the diagonal line is connected to Mumbai and Kolkata one of hand and the Delhi and Chennai on the other. You get a kite or diamond shaped figure here. The kite and diamond shaped figure. These lines serve a backbone of the entire railway network in a country. The main pattern need to be important addition one it is Satluj basins or there are Punjab as plan in the north and west and one of the Brahmaputra valley in Assam. The farmer consists of land connected daily with the Pathankot, Amritsar, Bhaga and the Firozpur. The other trunk is connected to the northern east Bihar and northern west Bengal with the Dibrugarh is a state upper Assam. All these lines are connected to Delhi with the bordered gauge and the most part of them has been electrified. The role of railways is important here. The role of railways may be made of further clear if you study the following table carefully and also see there is a conclusion drive at the end are correctly objective here. Come in this table, there is a most important here. Indian Railway traffic is originated in the million of the ton here. The first of all call to 1950-51 to the 20.2 is here or the million ton here. And 2003 to 4 here 271.40 million ton. And raw material excluding coal of iron and steel industries is non applicable but 2003 to 4 year 44.226 year a million tons is the supply here. And the pig iron finished steel lifting from steel plant there is 1950 to 51 there is not applicable but is 2003 to 24 year 15.24 year. Iron ore export year nil on 1950 to 51 but 2003 to 4 year 36.41 year. And cement year or 1950 to 51 there are only for a 2.5 million ton but today is 2003 to 4 year 53.47 million ton here. The food grain is here on 1950 to 51 here 8 only million ton but is increasing of 2003 to 4 is a 46.53 million ton here. And fertilizer here 1950 to 51 there are nil but 2003 to 2004 here 28.75 million ton here. And mineral oil there is a 1950 to 51 here is only 2.7 million ton but today is the 2004 here is a 22.00 million ton here. There is a most important here source of economics of railway here. Here come to the most important point here, role of railway here. There is the most important point. Coal is the most dominated is the commodity transport by the railway, and railway is a promote to industry growth of the coal stable to area. Railway help to the increasing of industrial production by carrying raw material to the industry center here. Railway also help in the distribution of the semi-finished and finished product like pig iron and steel, which is the turn promote a secondary industries. And next year, fourth, railway also help in promoting export of commodities like iron, ores, cement, and food grain to foreign exchange here. And the next year, fifth, railway as a promote to the building activity uh, all over the country by the carrying of cement over long distance here. The next year, sixth, railway help in the boosting agriculture production by carrying a hug amount of fertilizer from one region to the another. The next year, railways carry a mineral oil and industrial input from port cities of refiner to be an interior part of country here. This should be explained by the Indian Railway considered their a major national mean of transport here. The next important topic here, road transport. The road transport is the most important here. Road transport is on all means of transport. There is a all mean of transport. It plays a significant role in the carry of goods and people in all part of country. Particularly their rulers is economic depend upon from the road transport here. And the importance of road has increasing with the advent of auto vehicles. The relative importance of road is a much more than that of railway as the railway transport limited to the railway head which is the road provides a door-to-door service. There is an important railway transport is limited to the railway head and the road transport is here private provide to the door-to-door service. The road can be a negative through a high and gradient of the slope of the entrance of the mountainous region and construction of the railway line is a difficult and expensive in high hilly regions. And third year road transport is a flexible, reasonable and quick. It is a more suitable for carrying up perishables good like a milk, fruit and vegetables. It the cost of the construction and maintenance is far less than that of the railways. For the short distance journeys, the road are more suitable. The supplement of the railways by the linking to the interior area with the railway heads, road are ideal for the promotion of tourism in a country. That is the most important point here. Railway is a transport limited, but road is a door-to-door service is provided here. Road can be related to the high gradient of the slope and can transfer of mountainous region. And their road is a transport is a flexible, reliable, and quick. It is a more suitable by carrying a perishable good like a milk, fruit, and vegetable. It costs a construction and maintenance as far less than that of the railway. For a short distance journey, roads are suitable. There is a most important point according to railway road here. Here show the most important graphing system here. There is a development of road length in India. First of all, I see on the 1950 to 51, they recognize there the surface road is a minimum, but on surface road is a maximum. But this change of the 1997, there are maximum surface road and less is a on surface road. There is a most important development of the length of India. With a total length of 3.32 million kilometer, India has the largest road network in the world. However, it is far from the equator to the efficient. The next here, surface and unsurface road here. Surface road are the metallites of road and are made up to the cement, constant are the bitumens and these are all weather road. The total route length of the surface road is there India till March 1997 was is a 13 lakh 94,067 13 lakh 94,067 kilometer, but on surface road are Structure what is made of the earth only. The provide a tract of the block and cart and the link their rural area with the urban center. They play an important role in the development of rural economies. During the rainy season, these roads are little used. The total length of the road was is the most important 10,71,816 kilometer till 1997. Development of road transport, there is a most important point here. There has been to considerable development in the road length after the independence. The route length of surface road has increasing from 1.57 lakh kilometer or 1950 to 51 to be 13.94 lakh kilometer in 1997. There is a most important increasing here. The length of unsurfaced road during to the same period has increasing from the 2.43 lakh kilometer to about 10.71 lakh kilometer. Not only the route length of the road has increasing, but the number of commercially heavy vehicles, particularly their buses and trucks, has also shown a tendency of increasing and the independence. The bus increasing in the road traffic has posed a serious problem in the hanging it smoothly. The number of road accidents has also shown a steady increases. With increasing road traffic and pollution of air has been on the rise. The next year geographical distribution of road area. The road density refer to the average length of the road per 100 square kilometer area. The road densities in India is still very slow compared to the development countries. High concentration of the road network is found in the northern plain because of labor, land, fertilizer, soil and high density of population. In this part, unsurfaced roads are more common than the surface roads. Peninsular practice has a higher proportions and metallic road is because of the easy ability of road building materials. In the northern eastern state, the road network is very sparse due to the hill terrains, a thick forest cover and heavy rain causing a frequent floods here. Sparse population is also their other important reason. The pattern of the road densities are also uneven in the country. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Punjab, and Haryana have a high road density. It because of the growth of agriculture, manufacturing of industries, and urbanization and dense population. Karnataka and Maharashtra also fall in this category. Reason behind this is a concentration of the industry and urbanization here. There is an important word here industrialization and urbanization on this side. There is Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Punjab, Haryana, and the most important also here are Karnataka and Maharashtra. There is category. There is important. The states of Andhra Pradesh and Bihar have a moderate density of roads. In the Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, the density of the road is low due to the low population and low economical development here. The Himalaya region and northern eastern state have a very low density of road network which is below 20 km per 100 square kilometer area. As regard the pattern of surface road, Punjab in the northern and Kerala and Tamil Nadu in the south have the highest road density. The southern state have a good network of metallic roads. The pattern of surface road density is more or less the same as the total density of road area. And also important here a map, the show of the road transport in the map. Come here the map. Here show the map. There is a most important map here. The length and surface road of per 100 square kilometer of area. There is a mostly above to the 40 kilometer. The show on the Kanyakumari side and also here Punjab and Haryana. And the 20 to 40 kilometer is show here. There is the most important Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra and Karnataka. And something is a 10 to 20 kilometer is almost Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Bihar other side. And below the 10 kilometer is a mostly here show the Jammu and Kashmir side, Himachal Pradesh. There is a most important map here, the Indian of surface road here. The road density in India is not a uniform. It is a various from a region to region depending upon its relief and climatical condition. Economic development and density of population here. The road are divided into three categories. First of all, national highway. Second is a state highway, and third is a district and village road. There is a most important here division of the road here category: national, state, and district and village road. National highway are there trunks road of linking a major city of the country, and they are built of maintenance by the central government. Their total length is a 65,500 kilometer here. 65,500 kilometer is their total length here. And though there is a national highway is comprised only about 2% of total length of surface road in India. They carry about 40% of good and passenger traffic here. And there are 219 national highway in their country. There is a most important point is a notable here. There are 219 national highway in a country. There are UPSC examination according there are 219 national highway in a country. Some of them are very important as they carry the bulk of road traffic. National highway number 7 is the longest. This is the most important also. The national highway is a number of 7. There is a longest. These are 2,683 kilometer. There is the most important for question for the UPC examination of all linking of the Varanasi in the northern and Kanyakumari in the south. There is the most important here. National highway number 7 is a longest. Is a 2,603. There is a linkage here Varanasi and Kanyakumari in a south, north to south. The state highway is built and maintained by the state government. The district and village road are looked after by their local bodies with some financial assistance is coming from the state. Here show the map. Their most important map here. Indian National Highway. There is important here. The national highway is shown in your screen. There is a most important. There is show the maximum here all of India. There is important all side of India. There is show of national highway here, and the maximum here a show of there is a northern side and the south side is also here. The responsibility of there is a construction and maintenance is the border road is organization. The border road organization and this road has economical as well as studied to the important. Leh and the Mandali road there is a world highest road. There are Manali road and the Leh and Manali road is the world's highest road. Is example of our engineering skill and courage here. The average height of this road is a 4,270 meter above the sea level. There is a most important for the UPC examination here. The La and Mandali road is a world's highest road. That is a most important for the engineering skilling and courage here. There is a the height of this is this road here a sea level to the 4,270 meter. The most overboarded road is run through the area of very harsh climate and most the inhospitable terrains. There is a more important. Important there is a box here national highway connect to the major city of country and their length is only 2% but they are carrying of 40% of total road traffic. There is only 2% where but there is carrying of 40% of the total road traffic here. The state highways join to district headquarters with their state capital. District and village road connected to village with the small town and district headquarters. The next year is sand development of road under National Highway Development Project here means to the NHDP. The NHDP is the most important national highway development project here. In order to the boost of economical development in a country, the government of India is initiated a program called to the National Highway Development Program, mean NHDP. NHDP has already completed two phase and third phase are ready to be implemented. The first two phase has the following component here. The first component is a golden equator is a quadrilateral is a GQ. means is a comprised to national highway connected to four metro city. There are four metro cities important here: Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. The total length of the Golden Quadrilateral is a 5,846 kilometer here. The construction has almost been completed. Out of the total 5,846 kilometer for a lining of out of 4,856 kilometer. Length has already become complete by the 31st May 2005. The second major task was the construction of the northern, south, and east west come down is a comprised is a national highway is connected. A Srinagar to the Kanyakumari include to the Kosi, Salem, Sur, and the Silchar as a Peru Bhandra. The total length of the corridors in about 7,300 kilometer, but very little of progress has been to the made so far. As on of 31 1st May 2005, only a 4-6 lining of the 707 kilometer has already been completed. The government of India has a plan to be complete this massive work by the December 2007. That is important. And next point here, the third significant task was a fourth lining of the water 356 kilometer of the highway to be provided to connectivity to the 12 major port and 777 kilometer on the other highways. As on 31 1st May 2005, four lining about a 69 kilometer road of port or connectivity and 287 kilometer of the other national highway has been completed. Apart from this National Highway Authorities of India, mean here NHAI. Their NHAI National Highway Authority of India has already planned to the another five phase of NHDP here. And these are flowing the five phases here, the most important here. First here, four lining of the 10,000 kilometer of national highway through the build operate transport means BOT basis as a phase third. A second here, two lining and providing is a favorite is a shoulder of 20,000 kilometer of national highway phase is here fourth. The next point here, six lining of 5,000 kilometer of national highway means a phase 5. Development of a 1,000 kilometer of air expressway to a phase of 6 year and construction of rings road by the passes of flavors etc. to the remove the is a bottlenecks and national highway here. And next year 6 apart from this development of national highways and other road is their northern eastern region is a planet under to special accelerated road and development program in a NE regions. NE region is a SARDP is a NE. There is a most important special accelerated road development program here. Here show the map. There is a most important Indian National Highway Development Project here. You know that there is a four state is the joined to the each other. There is a most important here. The important also here the Chennai and there is a Mumbai, Delhi and Kolkata. They are linked to the each other in this map. There is a most important project for the Indian government, the National Highway Development Project here. The next here, pipeline transport. Pipeline transport is the most important for modern generation here. Pipeline transport has been to develop it is essentially in India. It is the most convenient or mode of transport for a minerals oil, petroleum product and the natural gas. Pipeline is a connected oil and natural gas filled with the refiners and their main market center. Now the solid and also began to transport it through the pipeline after the converting them into the slurry. There is important and there is a contains the advantage of pipelines over the mode of transport. Pipeline can be led through their difficult terrains as well as underwater. Initially, cost of lining the pipeline is high, but the subsequent cost for maintenance and operation is low. It is ensure the steady through supply and the minimize a transport losses and the delay. And the next year, a pipeline operation involve very low consumption of energy. There are some limitation of pipeline transport such as the capacity of pipeline cannot be increased once it is a area. The security of pipeline is a container area and the detect of the leakage is difficult. Petroleum pipeline is Assam connect to the field with the oil refineries of the Assam and Bihar. Pipeline between to Kandala and the Mathura is the longest pipeline is a 1220 kilometer. There is the most important here. The Kandala and the Mathura is the longest oil pipeline. There is a several pipeline in the Gujarat and Maharashtra connected to the oil field and refineries and marketing center. The longest gas pipeline has been to add from to the Hazira, Gujarat to the Jadavpur is a UP and the via the Vijaypur is MP. And this HBJ pipeline is a 1730 kilometer in the length and supply the natural gas to the six fertilizer plant and two thermal power plant. Pipeline transport has reduced their burden of the railways and significant owing their advantage is a more pipeline has been to the proposed for a smooth supply of oil and natural gas here. The gas fired to the thermal power station are began set up in a distance and remote part due to the facility of pipeline transport here. Our next topic is the most important here, water transport. The water transport here, the Indian is a mainland together with the island group has a long coastline of over 6,100 kilometer. This long coastline is dotted with the 12 major ports or managed by the central government. Then there are the 186 is a minor ports operating under to the jurisdictions of the state of government. The 12 major ports are handle 90% of the international water body trade of country. And this major port is allows is handled to 384 million ton of sea import and export here. The major port along the western of Arabian Sea coastal is the Kandala, Mumbai's Jawaharlal Nehru Port and the Nehava Seva on the opposite side of Mumbai Harbour. And the Mangroves is the new is Bangalore and the Kochis and thus they all the state of the western coastal have at least one major port here. The remaining five ports are Tirukoins, is Inoris and the Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Pradeep and Pradeep and the joint port of Kolkata, Haldaya and thus all the coastal states on the Bay of Bengal have at least one port each. The Jawaharlal Nehru port of the Navi Mumbai is the most modern port here and the important point the water transport is cheaper and the help in the promotion of foreign trade here. There is important here that water transport is cheaper and help in the promotion of the foreign trade here. And 12 major ports on the coastal lines handle 90% of Indian sea import and export here. The next India inland waterway. Inland is a waterway is important here. The position of the inland waterway is India is very poor. You know that the position of the inland waterway in India is very poor. The total length of navigable waterway is only 14,500 kilometers, which can be used by the is mechanized boat and steamer. We are actually utilizing only about 2,700 kilometer long waterways here. And some important inland waterway are the first here Ganga River between to Allahabad and Haldai is covering a distance about 1,620 kilometer. The big steamer and craft can be pay up to the Patna and this waterway declared as a number one waterway of the number one. That is important here. The waterway is declared as a national waterway number one. The next year, Brahmaputra River is navigable up to a Dibrugarh, a distance of 1,384 kilometer, and out of which only has 891 kilometer here. Only here 191 kilometer, lies in India. The rest began to Bangladesh here. The columns and Kotapurams is a sketch of West Coastal Canal along with the Champarkara and the Udo Mandals is a canal is a Kerala, which is stretching for about 205 kilometer here. And in the south, there are lower reach of the Godavari, Krishna, and Milan. This is served as inland waterways. Bokkagams and canal between Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh is also on a inland waterway, which is now hardly in a use here. The following factor affect their inland waterway in India here. First factor here, diversion of water of river for irrigation here. There is main important factor here. And slightings of the river beds and reduce the depth of river water. And the next is seasonal fluctuation in the water level of river here. The important and present of bridges, waterfall and cataract in the course of river. And the next year, annual unequal competitions with the railway and the road away here. India as inland waterway have not be developed as they cannot be complete with the railway and the road here. That is the most important point. Also important here map show in your screen here next. Here showing this map, the port and waterways here. You know that waterways is only is here Andaman, Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar Deep Samu. That is the most important here. Main here water is here, a port here, a Mumbai. Mumbai and secondly is a Haldai is a Kolkata. And the Chennai also Visakhapatnam, Nagatapatams and there is also is a Kochi and Mangalore and Mangoes. This is the most important here. And Kandaya is also here. There is the most important port of the waterway in there, India here. As the most important trade for the foreign trade is in the sea here. The next here, air transport. The air transport is the most important transport here. Air transport is the fastest and highly conventional mode of transport here. Though there it is the more costly than other modes. One can be covered a journey between Delhi and Bangalore is about a 2.5 hour by on the aeroplane and well their distance is covered in about a 42 hour by a railway express train. There is a most important point here. A railway is the express train is the time is covered 42 hours, but there is only 2.5 hours. There is airplane is cover this distance. There is important. The air transport become a very important in the region. There is surface a means of transport and difficult to a development. And these regions maybe have a dense forest, marshy land, a hilly terrain is a high mountains. There is the most important point here. And the India is available or situated on the by of international air route and connected to North America, Europe, South West Asia on the hand of the east and the southeast is the Asia together with the Australia on other. In the public sector, there are Air India is most important. Indian Airlines, Air India is a Caters Limited, Air India Express, and the Alliance Air in the private sector. And there is a seven scheduled airline is a passenger, namely the Jet Airway, Sahara Airlines, Deccan Aviations, Spice Jet, Go Airbase, Kingfisher Airlines, Paramount of the Airway and the Indigos also. There is also one cargo is a private scheduled airlines and Blue Dot Aviators at the present there is a 46 companies holding of non-scheduled air transport operator permit here. Air India is the international air carrier. It's a handle their foreign traffic which includes both as a cargo and passenger service. It's a provide regular and more frequently flight to be a USA and Canada and European country. Currently, there is a 37 aircraft. Most of the bookings is a 747 in the refer of the Air India. In 2004 to 5, Air India is carrying about 4.4 million passengers, and there are 11 international airports which are located at the Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, and Trivandrum, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Guwahati, Amritsar, Jaipur and Lucknow handle entire foreign air traffic here. And the most important air map show in your screen comes on the map here. In this map, the air and the air routes here, this is the most important here. The main air route of Delhi is Kolkata and the Mumbai. That is the most important here. So all our countries is here come to the Mumbai and Kolkata and mostly our Delhi. There is the most important airlines is all over India. Indian Airlines is the next year. The handles of domestic air transport. There are a regular flight among the state capital and major city of country, and the places of the tourist interest are also served by these airlines. Besides, it, the Indian Airlines operate to 55 domestic and 18 international stations. It provides service to the other foreign countries such as Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Malaysia, Singapore, Middle and Middle of the East. Presently, India Airlines has a fleet of 73 aircraft. Pavan Hans Helicopter Limited. There is the most important here. Pavan Hans is the Helicopter Limited. A public sector company is engaged in the providing to the helicopter service to the ONGC. For it is a sort of the operation, it is also used by the various state government. And the here promotion of there is air transport in the northern eastern region is the ancestry as having there is a several advice to the physical factor like a mountainous trees, thick of forest cover and big rivers with the frequently flood. Socially and economical too, there is a design need to be adapted to close to the rest of India. There is important here in this box. The most important point here is a notable point here. The air transport is the fastest through the coastal air mode of transport. It has about a world closer. Air India and the Indian Airlines are the two main air carriers operating in the country, and there are seven private airlines here. The next topic is the most important here, communication. Communication is the most important here for modern generation, modern India. The communication is the most important play the role here. Communication system is a contribute to be a development of economics, social relationship, and also help in the promoting a cultural unit. Internationally, it is a bearing the devotes to the people of the world close to the one another. In the event of any impendings of calamity or accident or the emergency, installed a means of communication and flash the news across the globe so that a relief can be rushed to their sport immediately here. Their communication is the most important here. And next here, postal service. Postal service here, it is the most commonly used of mode of communication in India. The postal service is the most important for communication in India here. The postal service is a play of vital role in the rural area of country. About 99% of the villagers are enjoy to the postal service today. There is important here. The 99% of the villagers is enjoy to the postal service of day. At the present, about 1.55 lakh post office are providing to postal service is covering every part of country here. In a tune up with the rest of the world, the Indians of postal service are also being modernized here. The modernization is the most important, and the postal index number means PIN. Postal index number means a PIN has a facility is a promote to deliver of mail. And secondly, a special post service has been to introduced for the fast and quick delivery of post. And the next year, quick mail service means QMS is another step in this direction. The next year, besides this is a satellites, a money order scheme was introduced in 1994 as a pilot project for providing to service to be hilly, backward and remote area from six principal cities. International mail service is carried by the air and sea is on the important step is linked to foreign country with the India here. The next here, telecommunication. Telecommunication is also important here. It is a modern device for the communication at the individual and mass level here. Telegraph, telephone, texts and fax are the main means of telecommunication here. By the end of 2004 to 5, India has a 10 China's largest is a telecom network in terms of number of phone here. The important and first here telegraph. Telegraph is a communicated on old means for providing a quick communication in event of emergency. At the present, about 40,000 telegraph office has been working in this country. The next telephone. Telephone there has been a very fast progress in a telephone facility. As of 31st March 2006, the network companies of here 142.05 million telephone connection and over 2.34 for the Feb is 2006. Million public call office of PCOS is there are up to 62.90 million cellular service in their country. There is a most important here, a full form here PCOS. PCOS is a public call office. There is an important point here. The cellular is a customer base of growing at the rate of over 2 million per month. Telephone service has been to expanding every rapidly in the country means STD. STD here a subscriber trunk dialing. What do you mean to STD here? STD here a subscriber trunk dialing facility are available to all the big and small town of the country. Fully automatic international subscriber dialing means ISD. ISD means here international subscriber dialing service is available to the almost all the countries here. And next telex. Telex service is a maker possible to the send information in the printed form. More than 200 cities of India enjoy the service and use of satellite has revolutionized of the telecommunication system today. The next here, mass communication. Mass communication is here is the most important. Radio and telephone are electronic media of mass communication. They play an important role in the visual and social life here. Radio is a powerful medium which is a provide all the sort of useful information. News and variety of entertainment. There are about 223 radio broadcasting station in their country and provide to service to 91.42% of the area and 99.13% of the total population. Now the FM radio service has been to new phase to a radio transmission here. The next television. Television service was started in the 1959 in India. However, their real expansion of the TV service began after 1980. Only recently service channel on the television has been to be made available to the private parties. And these are promoted keep competition to the improve the quality of program even to Doordarshan. Doordarshan network consists of 64 Doordarshan Kendra. The studio center is here 1400 transmitter and the 1134 transmitter for a DD1 and there is a 153 transmitter of DD News. 109 transmitter for a regional service and the one digital transmitter each of Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata and Mumbai. DD1 is a provide service of 79% of area and about 91 of the total population. That is the most important. As never yet is another mean of mass communication. It's entertain and the million of people every day here. The next here, print media. This print media is also important here. The newspaper, periodicals, and journalists fall into the category of print media here. This is important, and print media expanded very rapidly after independence, where there is a 62,550 daily newspaper and periodically a different journalist in India is a language on 31st March 2006, and this were a 6,800 dailies and 369 try by weeklies here. And it 1,432 is a weeklies and 8,227 is a fourth is a nightless is important here. And 18,545 is a monthlies and 4,340 is a quarters and 584 is a annuals and 2,232 of their other periodicity. The largest number of newspaper are periodics is registered in this any Indian language in a Hindi is a 24,017, and second is English is a 8,768. There is the most important point here. The next here, trade. Trade is the most important for the economical. This is important here. The trade is a service which is involved in the activity of buy and selling. Buy and selling of goods and term there is as a trade. Like a transport, communication, banking, etc. Here. There is the most important trade here, transport, communication, banking, etc. It's also a tertiary service and they're important for the infrastructure for the development of economic, including agriculture and industry in the country. There is the most important here, a development of economics. There is a transport here and communication and banking, etc. There is trade. Trade is the most important for the all of our country. There is a main of infrastructures and there is the development of economics. Trade may be take place at the various level, local, regional, national, and international. Trade has like that, local, regional, national, and international. You are also called there is the types of trade. The types of trade here are local, regional, and national and international. The growth of trade depend upon the ability of well-developed mark and well-advanced communication system. The growth of trade depend on the accessibility of well-developed market and well-advanced communication system here. And the next here, international trade. International trade is the most important here. It is involved the selling and buy the various commodities at the international level. You know that in international trade here are selling a buy there is a various commodity of international level. And international trades may be a multilateral and bilateral. Multilateral and bilateral. Depending upon the number of parties and involved there, India as a international trade has a growing very rapidly after the independence. India has a total international trade in year 1950 to the 51 stood at rupees 1214 crores. There is the most important 1950 to 51 there stood at the rupees 1214 crore. And since then there is a witness is a continue increasing with the occasionally a down twice. Twice there is important during the year 2004-2005 the value of reached at the rupees 8,37,133 crores. There is an important here 8 crore 37,133 crore. The 8 lakh. There is a very important trade here. They are doing their year 2005 to 4. Through the India has a trade relation with all the major trade is block and all the geographical region of the world. The major trade is a partner are the USA, Russia, country of West Europe, Japan, and the Oceania. There is important here a partner of this time for the India. All the trades here are dollar term. Dollars is a term. Asia and Asia is accounted for a 47.41% of Indian total export of following by the best Europe. The best Europe is a 23.80% and America 20.42% during 2004 to 25. And India is important where is the highest from Asia, Oceania is 35.40% and followed by the best Europe is 22.60% and America is 8.36 during to the same period. There is import. The export here, there is an important export is a maximum here Oceania account for a 47.40% and here import here the maximum for the Oceania is 30.35.40. They're important. Export and import, the Oceania is the most important for the India. The next year export. During the colonial era, the major commodity of our export were either raw material like cotton, jute, leather, spicy, minerals and food item like beet, tea, coffee, and spices, etc. There is the most important exported here. The cotton, jute, leather, spices, minerals, and the here are food item like wheat, tea, coffee, spices, etc. All the trade was channelized to through their Britain. After the independence, has been to the significant change in the item export because of the rapidly industrial development in a country. Now, India is export nearby 7,500 commoditative 7,500 commodities here, and there has been to the appreciable growth in export since 1950 to 51, where it was worth only rupees 607 crore. 607 crore, there is a valuable number here. It has increasing rupees of 3,57,069 crore. That is the most important here. The 1950 to 51 there is only 607 crore, but 2004 to 5 there is increasing the larger amount there, 3,56,069 crores here. Well, there are year-of-year variation, and some of the major commodity was the export has been to increasing over the last few years, and also in a 2004 to 5, including engineering, goods, gems and jewelries, chemical and related product, textile, petroleum product, agriculture, and allied to the product and the oils of minerals. There has been a significant change in the export product since the independence. The large value export is now obtained of manufacture production here. There is the most important here. The next day imports. Import is the most important here. After independence, there has been to the sharp increasing in the value of import in the India. We now have the import about 6,000 commodities. During the pre-independent period, the main item of import were machineries, manufactured goods, textiles, chemical, and medicine sector. After the independence in the earlier decades, India's export consists mainly food grain because of the partition of country. There is a import only. India is a food grain. India's total value import is a 1950 to 51 was a rupees 581 crore, which has increasing rupees is a 4 lakh 81,064 crore from 2004 to 5, and there has been significant increasing in the import during the last 55 years. In the year 2004 to 5, the bulk import as a group counted for about 40% of the total import. This group include to the fertilizer, cares, edible oil, newsprint, and the petroleum product. But only crude, a petroleum and product have a 71% share among the bulk product import and about a 28 share among the total import. The other principal import consists of the parallels, is precious and semi-precious stone, machineries, project goods, medicinal and pharmaceutical products, and organic and inorganic chemicals, coal, coke, and briquettes, and artificial resin, etc. There is a most important here. There is the consist import here. The recent trend of the foreign trade of India here. At the time of independence, India as a foreign trade was very limited. India was a main exporter of primary commodities of imported manufactured product and machineries. After independence, there has been a rapidly progress in the field of industry and agriculture. The international market has also expanded. Their commodities of export and import have shown in a great change in the last decade. India has a developed trade relation with the country of Asia, Africa, Oceania of the promotion of air export. Incentives such as providing export create at the lower interest, and by removing restriction and control on the export has helped in the promotion of export. Main stress is given export of value added that accommodates here. We have also adopted a policy of liberalization of import. That is, the liberalization is the most important adopt here in India. An adoption of the new import policy of strengthness of economic of the country. Some commodity which is a help in the is a manufacturing industries can now be imported on easy terms. Here show the most important graph here, the export important here, exports and import. There is the most important here. There are time to accordingly there is increasing on the all export import also. There is the most important graph here rupees in crore. There are time to time is increasing only, not a decreasing. There is only increasing here. The import is a mostly increasing and export is a lower increasing in this diagram. There is a most important show in graph on the rupees of crore for the exporting and import here. The important here point in this box, there is a notable point here. Note down your notebook. There is the most important point here. During the past to declared of India as a import has shown in the consider a change. India's foreign trade has arisen rapidly from rupees 1,214 crore in 1950-51 and rupees 8,37,133 crore in 2004 to the 5. There is the most important growth here. And there has been a great chance in the foreign trade of India, especially in their accommodate and export and import here. That is important. And next year, balance of trade. According to the balance of trade here, difference between value export and import is a term as a balance of trade. When the value export and import of a country is equal, it is a situation of balance foreign trade. If export exceeded their import, it is a favorable, and on the other hand, when to the import are more than export, it is an unfavorable trade here. Unfavorable trade is the balance of trade. At the time of independence, our foreign trade was favorable, but after independence, in the first two declared, the import of India is increasing rapidly due to the import of good grain. 8% of import of country exceed there is export. Thus, our foreign trade has become unfavorable. In a rupees term, there is a trade deficit in a 2005 to 4 was a rupees. There minus is a 1,23,995. It is worth noting that our export and import have been increasing in a volume and value remarkably. But over the past 55 years, our share in a world trade has decreased considerably. It is not even 1% of the world trade here.